Live long and prosper.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Shut up and take my money.
By Grabthar's hammer. What a saving.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Winter is coming.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Stay a while and listen.
Hey, old Kermit the Frog here.
Bow ties are cool.
So say we all.
This is a Play on Nerds. Welcome to episode 232 of A Play on Nerds. I'm one of your lovely co-hosts, Jarman.
And I am the average-looking co-host, Steve.
I didn't say about looks. I just said I'm lovely as a person.
And I am average as a person.
I mean, go for that confidence. Okay.
Dude, fair. You pick middle of the road, you're never going to be disappointed,
That's right. Low expectations. And this week, in honor of the release of the sequel everyone's been asking for, starring the much beloved Jared Leto, Tron Ares, coming out, third in the series, we are going to...
Everything he touches turns to gold.
Absolutely. 30 seconds
Harley
to
Quinn
crap.
Stuff. Morpheus.
Morbius.
All good. All good. Yeah, Morbian.
I'd watch a Morpheus movie. That'd be fine.
Yeah, Morbius.
But a movie that laid the groundwork for the whole Tron universe, even though Tron came out before these movies came out, is the Trancers series. We're doing the rule of three, Trancers 3, where strange robots, not robots, mutants from the past and the future. There is a robot involved. It's very confusing.
And when we did not watch the first two films.
No. And unfortunately, this one is not really good at setting that up for you. So
oh man,
I
can't wait to try to explain it to all of you.
I'm sorry you had to do that.
But before we get to that, Charter, what have you been up to since last time we talked?
Well, I have been working like crazy because I put too many books into 1 month, and so it's my fault for scheduling too many, but I got overzealous and I've been getting no sleep. We're sleeping like 3-4 hours a night. And so the other night we didn't have time to make dinner. My wife's pregnant. So we're trying to save money because she's just waiting to get a new job. And so we went to get fast food. We went to Wendy's and we bring back the Wendy's. We put it on the table, put it on some plates. In our kitchen, we have an island. And then we go to sit down and watch Only Murders in the Building. Great show. We're watching it.
Yeah.
And suddenly in front of me in my peripheral vision, I see something white fall from the ceiling in my kitchen. And I thought it fell like on the stove. And so I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, pause it. And so I got up and I'm like, what just fell? Like a feather or something small and white fell out. Don't see anything on the stove. But as I turn to go back to the living room, I see on the counter something white wriggling around, and it's a maggot. So I never seen a maggot in person outside of a horror movie. And so you can tell what it looks like. So then I look up because I saw it fall from above, and I see another maggot falling out of our light fixture. We have these recessed little lights.
Uh-oh.
And
what died in there?
So here's the backstory is that our last house we lived in, we had rats dying in our attic and stunk, and we had to get people come out there and they cleaned out our whole attic. It was a whole nightmare. The turned flies were all over our house. It was like living in a house of horrors. So the last couple of weeks we did hear some scratching going around in the attic, and I was like, it'll go away. And it's fine. And it did go away. Just a little bit of scratching. And then I did start to smell something on my way upstairs at night. And I'd smell my office too. And my office is right above our kitchen on the second floor. And but I was in denial because of that old house. I was like, it's not nearly as bad as it was. It's fine. So yeah, a rat died in between the floors of our house. There's not a crawl space there. There's not an attic. There's no way to get in there. And so they all of a sudden started falling out of this light fixture. Jolie, my wife, is just like, we need to block it with something because they're falling into our kitchen. And so we first tape up some aluminum foil like in our madness to get it fixed, and we had like packing tape nearby, and they started crawling out of the packing tape, like they were pushing through the packing tape. And I didn't want to use duct tape because I don't want to wreck the paint in our rented house, but I was like, we got to use duct tape. So I got a piece of cardboard from an Amazon box, cut it into a square, and put it over the light fixture, and then duct taped it closed. It's still holding right now. I called it. It was 9:30 at night when we saw this happening. So we contacted the rental place, and actually one of their emergency contact people actually contacted us, and they called someone today, pest control people, to come out. I'm not sure what they're going to do because they can't crawl into that space to get rid of the dead animal because it's just between two floors.
No, they're going to have to cut the wall, dude.
I know. And so they're going to come to, they couldn't even come today because it was too late. They can't book that close in advance. So they're coming tomorrow. Yeah. We have another 24 hours with these larvae falling. And so you can hear them kind of wriggling around in this piece of cardboard. And they apparently looked up and they turn into those huge blowfly things in like 7 days. So at least we have that time until they turn into flies. But that we could hear them falling. I have no idea how many there are now collected in this light fixture, but it was a nightmare. It was disgusting.
Wow. That's some horror movie shit.
It was like, and also in your kitchen. So now I don't want to touch anything in that kitchen. I feel like violated. Everything that's open, I want to throw away. Like even bags that are like chip clip bags are closed. I just want to throw them away because I feel like there's going to be maggots in there now. It's a nightmare. So yeah, that's what my week's been like.
Hey, just keep in mind, maggots are actually pretty clean. They use them to clean dead tissue from wounds and shit.
Yeah, I guess they aren't dirty yet. I don't know, but
yeah, see,
people eat them
right now
in places. But please tell me your week was better, Steve.
I worked a lot. My schedule's a little bit off because I've had to do some training stuff at work. And the time I have had off, we've been productive, which has been nice. Doing some work around the house. Once again, more of those things that we really should have done when we moved in, but we were just so overwhelmed. We said the hell with it. So we took down all the old hardware from all the old drapes and stuff. We put up new hardware, got the drapes hung up. So now every window has new hardware on it.
Nice.
Curtain rods and stuff. We did some the semi-transparent film stuff you put on windows for our back kitchen window, so we have a little bit more privacy there. We filled a bunch of holes because every time, whoever the old owner was, whenever they put up new window treatments, they didn't do anything about it. So there's like 9 different sets of holes in these boards because the house is 100 friggin' years old. Mm-hmm. And so like, it's just, I'm like, nobody did the right thing. Not a single person did the right thing. So we patched them. We went and got matching paint. We painted, and then we put up the new hardware. So everything looks real nice. And
see, because they were living there, they had the same problem. Like we see all these holes. We don't have time. There's too much going on in life until they just put it off till later.
It was a family house. Like, we were the first people not from the people who's built its family.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
So because of that, I think there was extra, like, it's just the family home. And then we had our first big rains. We're getting into fall here. And we went up and there is a leak in our chimney again, which we have been fighting for years now, it feels like. And we get it fixed, we get it patched, and it's fine. And then this year it started raining, and it was like we didn't do anything. Like it was as bad as it had ever been.
It's leaking down to your chimney, like water coming into your chimney, basically?
So what it turns out it is that the flashing, so the siding that joins the chimney to the roof that really needs to be tight and watertight, just was not done right. And this confirms, like, even Bernie, our neighbor, was like, oh yeah, they always have people up there patching and pushing and gluing and fucking great.
Didn't tell us that when we moved in.
No, they didn't. So we contacted a guy and he came out, gave us an estimate. We also got an estimate for a new roof, but we have a couple years till that. We're not quite we not have multiple leaks. We have one leak. He came out next day and says he fixed it. He's highly credited, highly rated. His price was reasonable, but we've not had rain since. So it's this like waiting game to see. But even he was like, oh yeah, whoever put it in was not a professional. There are standards where you're supposed to cut into the brick and put the sheeting into it and then seal that. They just put it flush and just put a bunch of glue in there and hoped it was going to hold.
It was Elmer's glue.
And there was like a side of one of the pieces that was just wide open. And there was like a gap this big. He's like, right here is where all the water's coming in.
Oh my gosh.
There's literally a gap this big 2 inches big under one of the things. So we hope he fixed it. He said he would come back out if we still had a leak. But at this point, it's like another 4 or 5 days till we get rain. So it's just this countdown.
Yeah, it happens a lot here in Florida with all the storms and hurricanes, and people are like, they make a big fix after their house floods, and then they're like waiting for the next rain, like, oh God, it's gonna happen again. They take everything off the floor, it's miserable. So hope it's good for you.
I hope so too.
But you're making your house pretty.
I don't want to get a new roof.
I'm excited to see your new place because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we have no place to sleep you, but can't wait for you.
I'll get a great B&B nearby. It'll be fantastic. I
have lots of relatives nearby.
That's also true.
With empty rooms. But yes, that's what I've been up to. And I guess it's time for Nerdy News.
Ooh.
It's time for Nerdy News.
All right. This week, the cheeky name for my cheeky story is Left Out Handed. Well, researchers at Florida Atlantic University have been performing a study watching octopuses, that's the actual real plural.
Wow.
They, of course, have 8 dexterous tentacles that allow them to do all sorts of tasks. Well, they observed more than almost 4,000 limb uses of wild octopuses on film, and scientists found some very interesting patterns watching how and what these octopuses use their tentacles for. And scientists revealed that octopuses have bias towards certain limbs. 64% of their actions are done with their front 4 tentacles, the ones that face forward. And the last, 36% is done with the back 4. The front 4 are typically used for reaching and grabbing, while the back 4 are used for locomotion and maneuvering themselves physically. That being said, they do appear to be ambidextrous, as they don't display like the classic human left and right bias. So it's front and back for them, not left and right. But when performing tasks that require 2 tentacles, they always use the opposite arms from each other to get the most leverage and the most pressure from the opposite sides of their body, which implies to scientists that looking at all 8 arms that all 8 are fully capable and nearly interchangeable. But octopuses, for whatever reason, have a bias on some over the others.
Interesting. They're such alien creatures.
They are, and they've been around for friggin' ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my cheeky story, Left Out Handed.
I like it, and also because in the Trancers movie, he keeps using the term squids.
Squid. Yeah, squids.
Not quite the same.
We don't know what that means because we didn't watch the first 2 movies.
And they don't explain it in this one.
No, they don't. Well, I guess that takes us to our main segment, Trancers III.
Oh, God.
All right. Just like all great movies, it starts with a cool guy voiceover. Here's what I could gain. And I think this voiceover was supposed to give us the background we needed. He is from 2060. He went back in time to chase a bad guy. He defeated him, but he got stuck in 1992 or 1990 something. Since then, he's made a life for himself. He runs his own detective agency. So that's kind of the background we get on this guy, Jack Deth. What a bad name. We cut to an armed robbery, but then a buzzer goes off, causing everyone's like ears to bleed. And then suddenly a phone booth shows up, and out of it steps a fish robot. Man. He's looking for a name that we literally can't understand because his voice is so strange and the sound is so bad. You literally can't understand the dialogue he is saying out loud. It is so poor. We're going to guess he's looking for Jack. Jack, meanwhile, is being divorced by Helen Hunt, who I looked it up, is in all 3 of these movies.
Oh, my gosh.
There are a lot of things wrong with their relationship, but mostly it's the 17-year age difference between them.
Gosh. I thought it was more, to be honest.
He has a detective job Yeah, I'll talk about that later. He has a detective job that he has to finish. And he is going to a sleazy motel, and then suddenly Robo Fishman is there, who stuns him and takes him back to his phone booth while assaulting a police officer. They disappear. They end up in 2352. LA basically looks like it looks like now, kind of like a wasteland. Jack is taken by armed guards to a secret location that no one seems to understand. Apparently illness is everywhere and people are injured because the Trancers got him on the ropes. We meet Commander Rains, who had Jack brought back, who's doing surgery on someone. I don't understand. But the Trancers are there. They're looking for them. And I said to myself, oh, thank God we're finally going to see what these things are. They were just guys.
Yeah, just
guys with guns.
They're the Trancers, I guess.
Suddenly there's this guy named Harris. He's in charge now. He tells Jack about the terrible war and how everyone's dead and everything's falling apart. Jack is going to be sent back to stop the Trancers at their source. But the Trancer guys with guns are there, and they can, once again, conveniently look like regular dudes. Jack has to survive. This is where I wrote, why are there so many different gun noises in this movie? Every time someone pulls out a gun, there's a cocking, but every gun has a different, we hear 17 different gun loading noises. It's just incredible. Suddenly we're in a strip club where we meet a group of basically unlikable people who are soldiers in training of some sort. They're getting injections. I think they're the Trancers. I honestly don't know. One of them suddenly looks like a vampire from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he roughs up some local cowboys and murders one with a pool cue. But suits or government agents with guns show up, and they tell him to back down. He doesn't, and they kill him. And good thing, because there's an opening in the program for a new guy. They take his body back to what looks kind of like the Starship Enterprise. But the body disintegrates in the bag, and they never really talk about it.
Oh, you're right. I forgot all about that.
They literally put the bag down, and they're like, all right, let's leave it, I guess. We meet the evil colonel in charge of the experiment, but one of the new recruits is in doubt. Just then, elsewhere, Jack shows up in his time booth. He has a mission or something to do. And then there is an entirely unnecessary sexual scene with the evil colonel stroking one of the Trancer recruits and taking advantage of her sexually. That's it. And it's a long scene too.
It's really weird.
It's a 2-minute scene.
Colonel Mother, by the way.
I don't care.
His name is Colonel Mother.
Jack Deth. Jack goes back to his old detective office to realize he's been gone longer than he thought. Turns out he's been gone 13 years, and he sleeps on the street outside of his office. I literally wrote, I don't really understand what is happening with the next part. Jack goes looking for Lena. She has a daughter now, and she thinks he just disappeared all those years ago. Helen Hunt is supposed to be 13 years older than the last time we saw her, which would make her only 4 years younger than him now. Right.
That's nice.
Yeah. She kept his car for some reason. It runs perfectly for some reason. And we meet RJ for some reason. The new romantic interest for Jack, who is 18 years younger than him. God. We then see Trancer home base, secret underground lair. Injections are being given and demonstrations of them fighting each other. They fight American Gladiator combat Q-tips. They go crazy about it. And this turns into a fist fight until the colonel tranquilizes them both. What is happening? Meanwhile, Jack and RJ go to the beach. They take just a romantic drive out to the beach, but someone is watching. RJ is still kind of loyal to the Trancer program. That's right. She was in that one scene earlier.
She was a Trancer recruit. Yeah, now she defected or something. A
police officer shows up and RJ shoots her in the head. They were compromised. There's a CIA operative or something. She still shot a federal agent in the head. Even if that is the case, she still shot a federal agent in the head. They get caught anyway, like moments later, and the colonel is really excited to have RJ back. The colonel spends 4 minutes of dialogue berating an inferior and then threatening to kill him with a sword. It is such a long scene. It is such a long scene. Jack gets strapped to a transfer table and they're going to transfer him or whatever. They stick a glowy thing in his neck and he's like, ah. What turns out a very special senator is coming to review the colonel's work, threatening to cut off his funding. But the colonel doesn't want to take over the world. He wants to deploy his troops to American cities. And I went,
Yep.
In a demonstration, the older brother, who we set up earlier, literally rips his younger brother's throat out in the demonstration. RJ gets free somehow. She frees Jack. They get guns like out of nowhere. Just start shooting people. They just murder everyone. And a guy makes it, and Jack takes the moment to stop and shoot him in the back on the ground. But RJ turns on him. She's losing her Trancer control or something, and he murders her too. And I guess we care. And I looked it up. We literally met her 23 minutes ago in the movie.
And she did.
I was like, and she's just gone. He grabs even more guns, but gets ambushed by a Trancer. Suddenly, Robo Fishman is back, I guess, and saves Jack. They shoot everyone together. They never get hit. They never take cover, and they never run out of bullets. Robo Fishman gets frozen, like as the colonel overtakes his mind. I'm going to guess Robo Fishman is a Trancer or was a Trancer, and that's why the colonel can control him.
He said he had a circuit board malfunction, but I don't know what that means.
These are all vague clues to what this movie may have been about. She fights Jack, but he kills her with a sword. Jack overcomes his trancing and shoots the colonel with almost no effort. Robo Fishman wakes up. Jack and
sorry, the name you came up with him.
Jack and Robo Fishman leave. They go back to the future. They meet the council. Jack is being assigned to a new thing. He hates it, but is also happy about it. And him and Robo Fishman are partners now. The end. And then once again, my final note, literally written here, is Helen Hunt is in all three of these movies somehow. And how old do you think Tim Thomerson was in this movie? Don't look at the slide.
57.
He was 46.
What? He looks so old.
Well, I looked it up and I was like, man, he is way older than Helen Hunt. How'd they want us to believe this? And I looked and I was like, oh, he is not as much older than he is older than Helen Hunt, but he's not as much older as Helen Hunt as
I know. I thought he was
he
in his 50s at least. No, my goodness.
I thought it was like a 30-year age gap, and I was like, only 17, huh? All right.
Only 17. Wow. That movie was much better through your description of it. I had a much better time.
Yeah. So I had never even heard of Trancers, let alone the fact that there are multiple sequels.
Oh my God. There's 6,
let alone the fact that Helen Hunt is in all of them.
I had never seen any of them before, but I had heard of it before. Just the name. I knew it was some kind of sci-fi thing from the past. No idea what it was about, who was in it, what it was. But we were looking for things that were related to Tron, and this one kind of popped up-ish.
Yeah, it was like cybernetic beings from a different reality or something, but I don't know how that played in here at all.
I mean, there's like the timey stuff, but there's not time stuff in Tron. I don't know. It has like a techno vibe, I guess. That's kind of be what we can put towards it, but
I don't know. It feels like some guy got high and watched Time Cop, followed by Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and then made this.
And
That's
played
what
like
this
Contra, the
feels like.
video game or something.
Yeah, he was only half paying attention to both. Okay, some things I liked. Robo Fishman was a good-looking puppet or costume or whatever it was.
That's one of my points too. I liked the robot. His name was Shark, by the way, Mr. Robot.
Yeah,
Robo
Shark.
Fishman.
Robo Fishman.
I could hear him okay in mine. Maybe the first couple lines were weird, but after that, he sounded fine.
After that, it was fine. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, that first intro, like, I didn't find a jack on it. I was like, what is happening? I can't understand.
But yeah, the makeup looked good. He was a big dude, and he was like kind of cool, and he was nice. He was like a nice guy.
The effects that did exist were successful, and really it was just limited to the phone booth showing up, and that's like an easy effect, and they did a little bit of animation over some cells.
Yeah,
Like that was successful.
it was fine.
And there wasn't much of it.
I put Andrew Robinson. I thought was great though. Chewing the Scenery as the villain, Colonel Mother.
Colonel Mother.
Yeah, he was originally, you might have seen him in Dirty Harry. He was got famous for playing the bad guy in that one. But then now what I know him from is Garrick from Deep Space Nine. He's like one of the best characters in there. He's the Cardassian Taylor guy. And he used to be a secret agent with the Cardassians. And so he's like always scheming and conniving. And yeah, so he's a great character in that show. So I was like, oh, wait to see him without the makeup on. And he didn't disappoint in this movie. He was definitely over the top and chewing the scenery. Trying to think of something else you like.
That might be it, man. The
I
music
thought-
was nothing to write home about.
I need to watch. I think I want to watch part of the other ones at least, because I thought Tom Thomerson, that's the guy playing Jack Deth, was delightfully cheesy in some ways. Like I think he was doing it on purpose, being the grizzled detective character and saying lines that were really dumb on purpose. That's what it kind of felt like. So if that's the case, I think he did a good job of doing that. Ish.
For once, it's Tim Thomerson.
Oh, Tim Thomerson.
The dumbest name that has ever occurred.
Tom Thomerson might have been worse, but that's good.
Yeah,
Tim.
Tom Thomerson. Thank God it's Tim Thomerson.
Thank God. Yeah, that's the only things I wrote down I liked too.
The guys, maybe if we saw the first two films and had a little more context, this film might be more enjoyable. But I'm honestly, A, not sure about that, and B, not willing to make that investment.
No, I don't think
I'm
I
not
am
watching
either.
two more of these on the off chance it doesn't make this one better.
And there are so many gunfight scenes. And here's the thing, that the premise doesn't work. The whole Trancer program, as they're describing it in this movie, is he roids up soldiers to make them stronger, faster, or whatever. They're basically just roided up and angry. But then your main fighting technique then displayed in this movie is guns. And it seems like he just roids them up and gives them no fight tactics, because they go out there, they stand there with their gun and wait to be shot. And then it's like, if you're never getting into hand-to-hand combat with these guys, they're no more dangerous than anyone else. He just goes around shooting all of them. So the whole concept is just shot in the foot at that point.
Yeah, they're not like super soldiers. They're just good at one thing.
Yeah, and the one guy's a brand new recruit. They shoot him up full of roids and they put him out there to fight. And he's like, he doesn't know how to fight. You didn't teach him anything yet. He's just a roided up dude. So,
and then he gets his throat ripped out by his brother.
I just don't think it was bad enough on its own to be fun like some of the other bad movies we watch. It was just kind of more boring at parts and just...
Yeah, if anything, this had a higher production value than I kind of expected it to have. And mind you, that was very limited. You know, they didn't reach for the stars. And so because of that, they hit the moon. But it's a good thing. Better production quality than you would third movie of a franchise you've never heard of.
That's true.
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt is there for a scene.
Is there. Hey, you got two, I think.
Oh, yeah, maybe two scenes. Yeah.
Phone call at the beginning, and then when he shows up on her door.
Right, past Helen Hunt and future Helen Hunt.
And she's only 4 years younger than him.
But she looked exactly the same in both those scenes. They didn't change anything about her.
Watch. I guess my recommendation: just watch anything else.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Some trivia for this. I wish there was more because I'm just kind of fascinated now. But due to Helen Hunt's rising stardom and recent hit sitcom Mad About You, which I did watch as a kid, the producers didn't initially approach her to return for the third movie in this low-budget series, feeling she wouldn't do it. But Helen Hunt, who remained close with the cast and crew from the first two movies, was shocked to learn that they weren't even going to ask her. And she said, I'm more than happy to return as Lena Deth. But it was a smaller role because she was still shooting Mad About You, but she squeezed this in because she had friends and like on the set that she still really liked. So that's why she's still in the third movie.
Yeah, I mean, she only had one scene with other characters.
That's
the
true.
First one, she was on the phone and she could be anywhere.
That's
so
a good
she
point.
shot that in like a pickup, and then she had one day on set.
Yeah. And she was like, got to see her friends for a little bit, and then she's out. A little tiny paycheck, probably. The idea of Shark, the android sidekick, was developed after the director noticed that Tim Thomerson was suffering from various aches and pains during filming, and he was afraid that Thomerson wouldn't be able to carry out the film on his own. So they kind of had that character there they would have made him bigger as a character if Tim Thomerson was having too many aches and pains. But since Tim Thomerson kind of did okay, they didn't have to like build the part of Shark as bigger than he was going to be initially. So he's kind of like a backup just in case Tim was, had a bad hip or something.
Man.
One of the writers, C. Courtney Joyner, wrote the role of Colonel Daddy Muffla, I guess his name, specifically for Andrew Robinson. So that role was written for him. And it worked well in that sense. And in the film's budget, I'll say the film was shot in Los Angeles over the course of 3 weeks. That is impressive. On a budget of just $2 million. This whole movie, $2 million. That's pretty good for what we saw in this movie. Even in 1992, that's impressive.
I mean, 1.5 million of that was just for the film.
Developing
the
film.
$500,000 budget.
So yeah, that's Trancers 3. We watched some interesting flicks on this podcast.
I will say this one is not as bad as some of the ones we've watched,
No.
but you're right. It's just kind of boring.
It wasn't great. It was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I had to break it up into 3 sittings. Not because it was terrible, but just because I was like, I got something else
And
to
it
do.
was okay, there's one other good thing about this movie. It was an hour and 20 minutes long.
That's true.
It was short, so it had
Applause for
that
that.
going for it.
So now we're going to play a little game with Steve here, and we're going to call this Death Sentence, but with D-E-T-H as Jack Death's last name.
Jack Deth.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to read you a cheesy line of dialogue in the style of a grizzled potboiler or whatever you call it, detective.
Yeah.
And you have to tell me if it's from a Trancers film.
Oh, my
And
God.
3 is not included in these quotes. It's just 1, 2 / 3, 4, 5, or 6. 5 or 6. Or if it's a fake quote entirely, never said by Jack Deth. You got it?
Yeah, I think so.
So is it a Jack
So I'm
Deth
saying
quote?
whether it's from Trancers or not from Trancers.
That's all I get to know. Yeah, is it Trancers or is it fake?
All right.
But it's all Jack Deth quotes if they're real.
Got it.
All right. Dry hairs for squids.
I'm gonna say yeah, that's Jack Deth.
Yeah, that's real. That's from Trancers 1.
Squids. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Every one of these is gonna have squids
It's
in
all
it, right?
squid. And we still don't know what squids are. I don't know where that falls in this movie at all. I never asked to be anyone's hero. I just kill monsters and go home.
No, not Deth.
That is real. That's from Trancers 2.
Damn it.
Cheesiest lines ever.
It sounded like a quote from like Ash from Evil Dead or something.
I know it does. Time travels like bad whiskey. It goes down rough and leaves you seeing double.
Not.
That's true. That's fake. That's right. You were correct.
Yeah, okay. Whew,
It very
okay.
well could have been.
Wait, are the fake ones just completely fabricated or are they from other things?
Completely fabricated.
Got it. Okay.
I'm from do it one more time. I'm from another time, another world. I don't even know what you people eat for lunch.
Yes, Trancers.
Correct. That is Trancers 1.
Ah.
Well, I should probably keep track of what you're getting these right or not.
Yeah, I think I've gotten 2 so far.
You got 3 so far. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
All right. You can't fight time, but you can sure as hell run out of it.
Not Deth.
That is Death. That is from Trancers
God damn
4. Jack of Swords.
4? Yes. It's called Jack of Swords.
Yes.
Does he go back in time further? Tell me he goes back
I hope
in
so.
time.
I don't know what that's about.
Answers 4. Jack of Swords.
Is he in medieval times?
I don't know. This is so bad, guys. I don't know what to do.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I'll research further.
Okay,
oh my
right.
God.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone, lady. Population, you.
I'm gonna say Deth.
That is correct. It's from Trancers II.
Oh God.
Which apparently everyone was like, when they saw 3, they were like, oh, that's better than 2. What? How bad was 2? There were several reviews for this movie where like, oh, it was better than the second one. I'm like, what? How bad was number 2? Okay. Every timeline's got a cockroach. My job is stepping on them.
That's Deth.
That is fake, believe it or not.
Shit. Oh, I checked it out. He definitely goes back to medieval times.
Oh, no.
I looked.
Oh, God. If you're trying to impress me, you're doing a lousy job.
I'm going to say Deth.
That's correct. That's from Trancers 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Just generic enough.
Yeah. The future's a war zone. I just brought the fight here.
Deth.
That's correct. That's from Trancers 5. Sudden Death.
5?
Yes. Sudden Death. All right. My name's Deth. Jack Deth. I hunt tracers. That's what I do.
No, not.
Believe it. It was on the nose, but yeah, that's real. That's from Trancers 1.
God damn it.
Probably where they explain what the hell is going on. I don't trust elevators, lawyers, or time cops.
No, fake.
That's true.
Not Deth.
That's fake. That's fake. You're right. That's correct. I'm not a detective anymore. I'm a janitor, and time is my trash.
Deth.
That's correct. That's from Trancers 6, Life After Death. You ever try explaining time travel?
What is happening? There's 6?
Yes.
The 6th one came out in 2002?
Yeah. Is he still in it? Is it still Tim Thomerson?
I'm looking. Hold on.
Oh, my God.
No, he is not. It is a new sexy female lead.
Oh, okay.
In the way that only in early 2000 movies can.
So I guess that is technically not a Death quote, but you still got it right. All right.
Man.
This one might be easy since you looked something up, but you ever try to explain time travel to a medieval king? Makes tax season look easy.
Yes, Deth.
That is Death.
Deth.
Yes. Next stop, yesterday, and I'm already late.
Not Deth.
That is fake. You're right. That's true.
All right.
You think you're tough? I've been killing dead men longer than you've been alive.
Deth.
That is fake.
Ah, damn.
All right. So how many did you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 15. That's pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah. I'll take it. That wasn't bad.
That's like a solid B right there.
I did not start well, but I think I figured it out as we went.
They're cheesy lines. They're very cheesy. But that brings us to some radical recommends.
I recommend.
If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
What do you recommend I do?
I recommend Pleasant.
All right. My radical recommend this week is a service we discovered because of my leaky chimney that we found. We always ask our neighbor, Mr. Mike, who used to be a roofer and now does gutters. We said, do you know a roofing guy? He goes, I do have a guy I recommend, but he hasn't been returning my calls for 3 weeks. So we went, well, shit. And he said, well, try this service, Thumbtack. So we downloaded the app. We put in our area. I did have to sign in and sign up and put in what we were looking for, roof repair, and got paired up with 10 different companies that service our area. I sent a request to the 4 most highly rated. All of them are accredited. All of them are insured. By the end of that day, I'd heard back from 3 of them. One group sent people out that day.
Wow.
Take a look. The other guy came the next day, and after that, we had 2 quotes to compare, and we chose one. And once again, we're waiting to see if he did a great job. But the service itself was actually really impressive.
Especially being able to compare that fast and everything. That's great.
Yeah, and the fact that by the end of the day, I had 3 different people call me. Now, mind you, one of the companies, I rolled my eyes so hard I almost aneurysmed. They're like, so when do you want to have, when can we have someone come out? I was like, really, as soon as possible would be great. They're like, and do you have any other like decision makers that would need to be involved? And I was like, well, yeah, my wife. And they go, well, we need you both there at the same time. And I was like, look, we have very different schedules. It would be best if they could just come. And they're like, okay, well, we have weekend availability. And I went, well, I mean, maybe what day? And she's like, oh, we have an opening. Look, Friday. And it was Thursday. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So tomorrow? She's like, yeah. Blah, blah. And then she went, oh, it's next Friday. And I said, I can't wait for 3 more rainstorms before you show up.
What the hell?
So I literally said, take me off your list. You don't need to consider me anymore.
That's so
but
weird.
We're good. Yeah.
They don't want your business.
Really, well, here's what we're realizing. And I don't know if it's the same in Florida. But very few groups want to do roof repairs because they can't guarantee them. But what they will guarantee is a full roof replacement.
Yeah, it's more expensive, of course.
Right. And so really what I found that 2 of these groups, 2 of the 3 that ended up contacting us, were really selling us a new roof. That's really what they were doing. And mind you, one of their tactics was much more obvious than the other. Because as soon as they were like, decision-making person, I was like, what do you mean? We want it fixed. There doesn't need to be a decision made. Yeah. I just need a quote. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh, they want us both there so that they can duo pressure us into getting a new roof.
Ugh, that's terrible.
Like that is absolutely what was happening.
I hate sales.
But yeah. But yeah, Thumbtack itself was a great service. Multiple quotes, multiple contacts within a day. Once again, someone came out that day, guy came out the next day, fixed it 2 days later.
Nice. I've heard of Thumbtack really for a long time. I just never used it because I'm always a renter, so I don't have any access to who gets to repair things in my houses. So yeah, once I'm a homeowner like you someday,
Thumbtack is really the way to go.
Nice. Very nice. Good recommendation. Practical stuff here in the show, guys. You learn good things for life.
Stuff.
But that brings us some trailer reviews. All right. So strangely, Steve was even talking about this before the podcast. There is kind of a dearth of movies happening. Nothing's going on in October of really big significance. Even the past couple of years has just been kind of weird as far as release dates for things aren't like they used to be.
Yeah.
But there is a movie coming out relatively soon called The Bride. And this is basically a movie about Frankenstein's bride, but set in, I think, like the 1920s. Instead of
it looks like that.
Yeah. And it's actually directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, which is kind of cool. I don't know how much directing she's done before, but it looks.
She's also the writer.
Oh, and she wrote it too. Cool. And it's starring Christian Bale as the monster, and then a woman named Jessie Buckley, who I've heard recent rumblings about being an up and coming star as the bride of Frankenstein. And Peter Sarsgaard, I believe, is Dr. Frankenstein. And it looks very visually cool. It's 1920s, ragtime kind of stuff, and just looks like the bride kind of slowly going from hating the monster to falling in love, maybe, and they go on kind of a rash of like almost like crime or partying and craziness in the 1920s. I don't know. What was your impression of what's kind of going on there?
I took it kind of as like Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Where they go kind of on like a rampage while falling in love. Like that's kind of how I read it, but even then I'm not sure.
Hard to tell.
This is extra confusing because there's also a high-profile Frankenstein movie coming out.
Guillermo del Toro, isn't it?
So it's just extra strange that this is happening
right
now. Christian Bale's in it. That's crazy. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. That's crazy. Peter Sarsgaard, great cast. I don't understand what this movie is enough to be like, yes, that is what I will spend money on.
Yeah. I do like the thing that she looks like when she died, she blood splattered on her face, the bride, when she was a human. And when they bring her back to life, that blood is just like permanently on her skin now. So it's kind of like the way she just walks around with this blood splatter that looks like almost black across her face. It's a good style thing, but she kind of looks like Lady Gaga the whole time. That's all I can think about. Like the Harlequin.
I guess I could see that.
Like the Joker Harlequin thing. And it's kind of the chaotic Joker Harlequin Bonnie Clyde kind of feel to it as well. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's just a weird timing.
Joker Harlequin, you're right. It's also, you're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
You got it.
So I don't know. It looks visually nice and good cast, but there's just not a lot going on, guys. We're trying.
Well, also, like, look when it comes out. It comes out March 6th. What is that release date?
You had October right there.
You had October. The movie is clearly done.
Yeah.
Why are they releasing March 6th?
I don't understand.
Before summer, after Oscar consideration, which means that they have no thought this could possibly win an Oscar. That also says that. I don't understand. I just don't understand anything about this movie.
Oh, apparently it's Annette Bening, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Penelope Cruz is in there as well. This is a huge
shot of her.
I don't get it.
Okay, so for this one, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 Gary Buseys eating too much candy on Halloween and vomiting everywhere.
Very nice. I'm going to give it, for the possibility of it being good, 1 Raul Julia, who then sees it, dies, is brought back to life, sees the movie and says, I'm just going to go die again.
Wow.
Yeah. Just not exciting.
Just to Raul Julia.
Poor Raul Julia, because he is dead.
Poor Raul. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh man, went dark quick.
Sorry to the estate of Raul Julia. We apologize.
We are so sorry, Raul.
But yeah, that about does it.
Oh yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode, Trancers 3. Join us next time as we bend to the will of our AI overlords and bring you everyone's favorite Nerd Roll of Fortune. Dun, 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 dun. Where we roll dice and AI tells us what to talk about. All of that and more next time on A Play on Nerds. Keep on coming back to be our nerdy audience, and we will keep on coming back to be your nerdy co-hosts. Thanks again, Internet.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
Thanks for listening to A Play on Nerds. Feel free to email feedback at aplayonnerds.com with all your questions or comments.
Shoot us a message on Facebook or Twitter and earn yourself a sweet shout out on the show.
Review us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so even more nerds can find us. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, we aren't picky.
Check out our entire back catalog and other offerings at aplayonnerds.com.
And how?